Best places to visit in South America. From misty rainforests to ancient archaeological sites, both Central America and South America boast a variety of destinations that appeal to all types of travelers. Because of this, choosing just one vacation spot from all of the excellent options available can seem daunting. To help, U.S. News ranked the top places to visit in both regions based on factors like culture, dining and attractions, as well as traveler votes and expert opinions. Do you have a favorite destination in these regions? Vote below to help us determine the best places to visit in Central and South America. Note: some of the below destinations may be affected by the coronavirus outbreak. Check with the CDC and the U.S. Department of State before traveling. 1. Argentine Patagonia. This region in the Andes Mountains is nothing if not enchanting. Cobalt lakes, azure-tinted glaciers, emerald trees, and turquoise skies stretch as far as the eye can see. In fact, Argentine Patagonia's vistas are so sweeping that Charles Darwin once described the region as boundless. Visit Argentina's Lake District and you'll discover villages brushing against snowy mountain peaks. Travel east and you'll find whales gliding through Peninsula Valdez Marine Wildlife Sanctuary. Venture to southern Patagonia, and you'll stumble upon deserts extending into rugged estancias, cattle ranges, and melting glaciers. And, if you continue downward to the Chilean border at Cape Horn, you'll come across an expansive horizon reaching out to Antarctica's frosty edge. Patagonia's beauty knows no bounds. But don't let the frontier's vastness fool you. Argentine Patagonia's rapidly developing infrastructure grants visitors easy access to all major attractions. Rustic roads lead to dramatic natural wonders like Perito Moreno Glacier and Mount Fitzroy. Look around this beautiful landscape and discover a region buzzing with life. Magellanic penguins and albatross mingle in the Punta Tombo Wildlife Reserve, while history survives on the walls of the Cave of the Hands. 2. Galapagos Islands. With its untamed terrain and notoriously fearless creatures, from sea lions to seagoing lizards, the isolated isles of the Galapagos lure those looking for exhilarating encounters in the wild. After all, where else can you observe giant tortoises grazing on tall blades of grass, short-feathered penguins waddling along the equator, or blue-footed boobies conducting their unique mating ritual without flinching at the flash of your camera? More than 100 years after Charles Darwin visited during his legendary voyage aboard the HMS Beagle, adventurers continue to use his footsteps as a guide for their own extraordinary journeys. The Galapagos Archipelago sits approximately 620 miles west of mainland Ecuador and features more than 120 isolated islands, islets and rocks, warranting plenty of exploration. But with so much to see and do across this remote string of islands, you'll have to be selective about which islands you choose to discover. To get acquainted with the Galapagos' famous dome-shaped tortoises, head to El Chato Tortoise Reserve or Rancho Primicias on Santa Cruz Island. If you would prefer a rendezvous with sea lions, continue east to San Cristobal Island, where the cheery mammals engage in barking conversations along chalky white sands. And for a more serious adrenaline rush, head to Isabela Island to hike the active and imposing Sierra Negra volcano. Wherever your Galapagos adventure takes you, don't forget to bring your camera. 3. Cusco. Cusco, known as the archaeological capital of the Americas, is home to a storied history that included the rise and fall of the Inca Empire followed by the invasion of Spanish conquistadors in the early 1500s. Today, remnants of both eras share the narrow city streets, from centuries-old Baroque cathedrals to exquisite stone masonry, creating a rare collision of Andean and Spanish styles that makes Cusco like no other place on Earth. The city has come out of the shadow of Peru's capital, Lima, in recent decades. Millions of tourists make the pilgrimage from Cusco in the Sacred Valley to get a glimpse of South America's greatest spectacle, Machu Picchu. Discovered by American explorer Hiram Bingham in the early 20th century, the fabled ruins are one of the most impressive architectural feats of the ancient world. If you're planning a visit to Machu Picchu while in Cusco, make the most of your time with these tips. But don't let this UNESCO World Heritage Site be the only thing you see while in Cusco. This enchanting city offers more. From the glimmering Coricancha, Temple of the Sun, to the scrumptious Andean cuisine. It only takes a day to be charmed by this significant Peruvian city and all its wonders. 4. Torres del Paine National Park. Reaching this remote national park in Chilean Patagonia isn't easy, but travelers say that beholding the icefields of Gray Glacier and the soaring peaks of the Cuernos del Paine are more than worth the trip. And with 448,000 plus acres of diverse land to explore, visitors will find boredom near impossible. Some of Torres del Paine's most popular trails include the challenging W Trek, a multi-day feat past stunning lakes, mountains and glaciers, and the easier Mirador Las Torres hike. Before venturing into the wild, be sure to stock up on essentials in a nearby city like Puerto Natales. 5. Belize. Although this small Central American nation spans less than 9,000 square miles, roughly the size of the state of Massachusetts, few places on Earth can match Belize's diverse natural beauty. The barrier reef's turquoise and coral hues contrast with the staggering Mayan ruins scattered throughout the country's lush rainforests. Plus, it's not just the landscape, the history, culture and people of Belize are just as blended. Belize has spent years concealed underneath the shadows of its Mexican neighbors, Cancun, Cozumel, and Tulum. But today, this Central American country beckons visitors with its thatch-roofed jungle lodges, impressive Mayan ruins, secluded snorkeling and scuba diving havens, and laid-back atmosphere. Sandwiched between Mexico and Guatemala, Belize's eastern shoreline flanks the Caribbean Sea, while its mainland extends into a myriad of wild rainforests to the north, west and south. Belize's largest island, Ambergris Caye, attracts the most visitors. Just be sure to save some time on the mainland for unraveling Belize's subtle charms. From its luxuriant Mayan sites to its sparkling waters, there's plenty to explore in this enchanting coastal country. 6. Medellin. Known as the City of Eternal Spring, for its temperate weather, Medellin is Colombia's second-largest city. Visit the neighborhood of Comuna 13, once considered one of the most dangerous areas in Medellin, to take in the colorful buildings and artistic graffiti reflecting the city's history. Ride on one of the outdoor escalators in the neighborhood for spectacular views. For a more technicolor experience, travel to Medellin in August when the city hosts its annual flower festival where visitors can see extravagant flower arrangements on display. Other popular attractions include El Castillo Museum and Gardens, Plaza Botero and the city's many parks. 7. Easter Island. A bucket list destination for travelers all over the world, this remote island, a Chilean territory, sits more than 2,000 miles off of the coast of Chile and enchants adventurers with its distinctive moai statues. These curious stone statues can be found throughout the island, but to ensure you don't miss the island's must-sees and unique history, hire a local guide to show you Rapa Nui National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Of particular note is Rano Raraku, a volcanic crater located on the southeastern coast that was the main quarry for the moai. 8. Quito. Not only does Quito, Ecuador, boast one of the highest elevations in the world among capital cities, 9,350 feet above sea level, but the entire city is also a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take time to get yourself acclimated to the altitude by admiring the historic city center's buildings, which are some of Latin America's best preserved and least altered. To learn more about Ecuador and to view an impressive collection of pre-Columbian archaeology and Inca artifacts, peruse the Museos del Banco Central. When you're ready to climb higher, head to the Teleferico gondola for unparalleled views of Quito. Like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel.